Hello, hello, dear academics. Good morning. Well, academics, ex academics, alt acs, basically anyone teaching or doing research in higher education or a research institution or some kind of spin off of those. I'm Özgün Ünver, a burnout and well-being coach for academics from Mind Your Own Revisions, and today is day 2 of 30 days, 30 tips to prevent and overcome burnout in academia. So, in the month of January, I'm going live every single morning at 8 a.m. Central European Time to share one tip per day to improve your well-being. And today's tip is all about how burnout feels like. Let's start with the symptoms of burnout as defined in the literature, and then go deeper into how it actually feels like from the eyes of a person who went through it, which is me. So, we can think of burnout symptoms in three categories: physical, psychological, and behavioral. Some physical symptoms are, of course, big characteristic of burnout: exhaustion. Another could be sleeplessness, pain, especially um, the kind of pain that you don't know where it's coming from and like why is it even there. Muscle tension, digestive system problems, lowered immunity, skin diseases, skin problems, blood sugar problems, cardiological problems. So, those are the physical symptoms that are experienced the most, let's say, according to the literature. And then you have the psychological symptoms: it's the feeling of being mentally drained, a lower self confidence. It is also a characteristic of burnout. Being too attached to work or being too detached from work, not being able to calm down and relax anymore. So being always in like hyper alert phase, but once you cross over to the shutdown phase in your nervous system, then it's like not the alertness anymore. And then, from no, not being able to uh, be alert anymore. What else for psychological problems? Irritability, inflexibility, rumination, overthinking all the time, anxiety. It's very common for people who have no anxiety problems whatsoever to just from one day to the next develop anxiety disorder. Inability to make decisions, decision fatigue, inability to concentrate, of course, that's a big one. Forgetfulness, crying spells, depressive mood, basically this inability to control your emotional world and emotional reactions. And then behavioral symptoms could be making more mistakes, lower performance at work, letting go of social contacts because you can't keep up with them anymore, changes in patterns of eating, smoking, drinking behaviors, self medication or drug use, for instance, to be able to sleep better or calm down, showing up late at work, leaving early from work, absenteeism or presenteeism. Well, having said all of that, which are taken from a textbook about burnout, I must say that burnout is a very subjective experience. Burnout manifests differently for different people. And even though many people could share the symptoms I just listed, there may be small differences depending on your personal disposition or personal weak points. Moreover, the way something manifests, of course, could be different for everyone. One such thing is pain that I mentioned earlier. Some people have terrible headache, in burnout, some people don't. Well, another one is concentration. Some people cannot read anymore, like look letters on a page anymore. Some people cannot construct meaningful and complete sentences anymore. Some people end up watching TV or playing games on their phone all the time, while others can't look at anything on a screen because their eyes hurt. So the experience is very subjective. From my personal experience, one of the vivid memories I have of my own burnout experience is this weird feeling in my brain. When I was in burnout and refused to take time off, especially in that stage, and when I continued to try to work, I often felt like my brain was on fire. There's a little fly here. I went to the doctor one day and I said, like, I think my brain is inflamed or something. Like it feels hot inside my head and just can't control it. It's out of control. My neurons keep firing and it never stops. It's really a terrible, almost maddening experience. And later on, when I had to take a break from work, when I ended up doing so, and some of the work related stress was eliminated, I started to feel like a vegetable. Well, I don't have a better word for it really. It felt like as if my brain was lettuce or something. I mean, a very bland vegetable. I was existing, I was surviving, but I had no capacity to think or act anymore, like just sitting on the couch and looking at the walls. So, looking back at that experience with my knowledge of today, I can see that I was in an extreme sympathetic nervous system activation when my brain was feeling like it was on fire. And later on, I went into basically a dorsal vagal parasympathetic stage where I was shut down and almost partially paralyzed in my brain and capability to do things in daily life. So first, my nervous system tried so hard to run or fight with the stressor and then just gave up in order to reduce the pain of my death. Well, sounds dramatic, but it's basic physiology. So, there you go. These are burnout symptoms from textbook and from a wider experience. And if you recognize yourself in these symptoms, it is time to consider getting professional help. This was the tip of the day for you. So, if you are interested in preventing or overcoming burnout as an academic, I would like to invite you to my 4-week long online course, Bounce Back from Burnout. I'll be running Bounce Back from Burnout, well, BBFB, for free. Once again, starting from Sunday, 30th of January up until Friday, 25th of February. So, in order to apply for to participate in the next round of BBFB, simply go to my website www.mindyourownrevisions.com/bbfb and see you tomorrow for another tip. And until then, take care.